Morning, it is 6:32. So annoyed at myself. I was editing this morning and sorting out footage and stuff, and I've accidentally formatted a memory card that had 2 film videos on it, a food shop for this week and a Fenty lip gloss. So I'm absolutely fucking livid with myself. So I come down, I'm gonna have a coffee and just seeing the babies. Rob's been outside for like a minute. Don't run, dog. Some people wanted to see. This one is not scared of him at all. She just wants to play with him. Gary's not scared either. It's just Bandit that's scared. Binksy, you wanna come see Rocky? Who's that? No, Chippy's not scared, obviously. Even this is Bandit. This is like super brave for him. He never comes this close to him. So he's been really brave. Oh, who's that? Chippy loves him. Like you can see, like she's trying to rub her face on him, and he just wants to play. But he's Chippy, because he's still a puppy, and he's a little bit nippy still. I don't really trust him around him, but like. These 2 are the babies, like they're the youngest. He's 1 and she's like 6 months, and they're not scared of each other at all. Binksy's not scared. Nana, who's this? Bandit, who's this? No, Bandit's gone. Chippy! Chippy, who's this? Chippy, who's this? I just don't trust him not to like nip her, because he is still a bit nippy. But like she just wants to love him. You telling him, Chippy? You telling him? Chippy! Did he get a bit too sniffy then? And because he's obviously got a flat face, I don't want her or them to scratch his eyeballs, do we? That was very brave, Rocky. And Chippy, you're a little tiny big meanie. She just want to play with everything. And then she's back to cuddling him again. Chippy! Chippy! Hold that. Come on, Rocks.
Chippy camera.
Chippy cam. Let me put Rocky back in this thing. Good God, Rocky. You are a little chunky lump. A little.
Binky cam. Boy cam. No. Goy cam. Goy. No goy. Chippy cam.
Gary cam now.
Chippy cam.
I'm just making the kids' lunches. Foxy is having lunch at nursery today for the first time, which is exciting. It only involves him staying half an hour later than normal. But yeah, he's having lunch there. So let's pick him up a bit later. Aria has an asthma review today. I also need to hand this back to Mika's school, because this came home with her yesterday. So this is going to be given straight back to them. I'm not against her learning about religion, obviously, but I am against them pushing religion. It is a C of E school. We do not have another choice. That is literally our option, or homeschool. And the school itself is incredible. And the school know how we feel. They know that we're atheists. And I have queried with them in the past. I've said, because they ask them. They don't make them, they ask them, and they encourage them to pray during the assemblies and during the week, which Mika doesn't do. She's chosen not to. We've said it's up to her. And they've said they don't push Christianity. And I've said, well, if you don't push Christianity, are you doing other prayers as well? Are you encouraging other religions as well? And I feel like sending a Bible home is quite a strong push, if you will. So I'm going to query if they're going to be sending us back like a Quran or any other religious book in the future, or if it is just this one that they're going to be putting in my house. It's not going to stay in my house. Yeah, I'm not going to get into it too much, but I am just not a fan of Christianity, especially.
Chippy's cuddling me.
Chippy's cuddling you. Is she on a bowl? So yeah, I was a bit annoyed. But Mika, what did you, when they gave you the Bible, what do you believe in?
Magic.
Magic and
Spells.
spells and witchy stuff. That's really good. Is that what you like to do?
Yeah.
We like to look at the moon, don't we, and do moon spells and moon rituals. And
Daddy likes to look at airplanes.
Daddy likes to look at aeroplanes, yeah. But we teach them about the Bible the same way we teach them about unicorns. That's how we kind of put it across. It's a story and lots of people believe it, and that's fine. That's someone else's choice. But it does boil my piss, especially that she's been sent this home. So I'm going to be personally handing it back to them today and say, absolutely not. Okay, back from the school run. I gave the school back their Bible, and I told them that we're atheists. And she said, oh, you can just keep it in your house. And I said, it'll be used as firewood and we'll do a witchy spell while we burn it. And so she took it. And then we took Fox to school, Ari to school, and then we took Fox to nursery, and Fox had a breakdown again because it's a different routine. Like normally it's just me in the mornings, but because Ben's there, he's like playing up, and then he doesn't want to go because Ben's there. And so I had to leave him in the arms of his teacher screaming his face off, which was horrible. I'm now going to do some orders. I've got loads of people who bought some dolls and stuff, so I'm going to go and get everything ready for the orders, and I'll show you what I've got. Bonjour. I've just put a deposit down on a car and I feel sick. It stresses me out. Look, this is how stressed I am. I just like bit a hole in my lip. That is cold. I've got loads of orders to do. I've got 2 glitter bombs as well. I've sold a doll. She's all wrapped up. But I haven't got a box for her, so my mum is going to bring me a box tomorrow. Because I haven't got a box for her that's suitable. I'm like just a bit of a mess now. It stresses me out so much buying a car because, oh my god, those dogs are amazing. Oh, that doggy is so cute. He's like a really big blue staffy. Oh, I love him. I want to go and cuddle him. Yeah, buying a car, I just don't, it's so stressful. Like, how do you know you're not buying a shit car? Like, because people can lie and like, I don't know. And then Ben started talking about cam belts. I don't fucking know what a cam belt is. Like, you could put some car parts in front of me and say, I'll give you £1 million, and I wouldn't fucking know. I literally don't know. And he's saying, oh, they need to be changed at 80,000 miles, and this one hasn't had it done. And then it's just like, oh my god, if it hasn't had it done and it's done like 100,000 miles, like I feel like as soon as I drive it off the forecourt, it's just gonna break. Like, but before this, I didn't think the cam belt hadn't entered my head, but now that's all I'm worrying about. And I said to him, I was like, have you met me before? I was like, you've literally just given me something to panic about, like. But I'll show you my car. It's not nice. It's nothing exciting. It's literally just a mum wagon. I wouldn't ever go, oh, I really want to have one of these. Like, oh, this is a sexy car. It's not at all. It's literally just a mum wagon. So it's just a Citroen 2014. And I can only drive automatics, which makes buying a car a bajillion times fucking harder. But it's got like, I used to have a Citroen beforehand, like 2 cars ago. I had the Land Rover, which you turned on and it was like £12. It was so expensive. Then I had the Peugeot, and I didn't like the Peugeot, but it was easy to drive, but then someone crashed into me and wrote it off. And then I had the Citroen before that, which was quite old, and I think that was like 2011, so it didn't have anything fancy. But this one has got like the fancy, it's got like the 2 screens in the middle, whereas mine just had 1 screen here with a speedo on it. So this is all fancy. I don't. But you can fit 3 car seats across the back of a Citroen, which is the main thing. And this is a 7-seater, 0 tax, and it does really, really good MPG. So I think my Land Rover was like 21 MPG, and I think this can do up to 80. So that's obviously like optimal driving, which isn't going to be all the time because I just literally do school runs. But yeah, and then I had the Citroen, which I'd be like driving at like 70 down the motorway, and it would just die, and I would just go from 70 to like 10 and just have to coast. It was terrifying. So we traded that in. I don't know how we traded that in. And then I had a Disco for maybe 36 hours. There's a vlog about that somewhere, I think. This company in Norwich who sold me this Disco, and I brought it home. Next morning I drove it to Thetford, and the handbrake got stuck on, so we had to come home on the back of a lorry. And when we got home, we realised that the entire driveway was just covered in diesel because it had a crack in the oil tank, and they let me drive it home knowing I had 3 kids, and I was just like, and they didn't give me all the money back. They were horrendous. And then I had another Land Rover before that. I like Land Rovers, if you didn't realise, even though the fact they're all shit. I passed my test in the Land Rover. I've only been driving 6 years, and I've had a Land Rover. I had Randy the Landy, traded him in and got Blaze the big bitch, the Citroen. Traded that in, got the Disco, who was called Dracula, for 24 hours. Got the Citroen back. Traded the Citroen in for Mergeau the Peugeot. Mergeau the Peugeot got written off. Had to get another Randy the Landy Mark II. And now Blaze the big bitch Mark II. I don't know what we're going to call it. Yeah, 6 cars. I haven't even been driving for 6 years yet. That's ridiculous, Lucy. Just having a little conversation with myself here. I'm going to go and do my orders. And I found a random Christmas present that I hadn't wrapped for Fox that had just been in the back of my car. I got this from the Range for £1.50. Like, it's got dragons and shit on it. He fucking loves puzzles. So, and like dinosaur, he is going to just love that. That's amazing. £1.50. Oh, you can actually see it there. Amazing. I've cleaned downstairs in the hallway because it smelled of cat piss and we couldn't work out where it was. So I took out all the shoes and they just pissed all over my sliders. So now the cats aren't allowed upstairs, which is horrible because I love cuddling them in bed. But how do you stop them weeing? Like, how do you stop them pissing everywhere? It's just horrendous. Like, literally, as soon as you walked in the house, I'm not sure what's happening with my hair today. I just realised I look like I've got some weird fringe thing, but it's just my ponytail flicking over. Yeah, how do you stop them pissing in the house? Like, what do you do? They're indoor cats. They have a catio. We need to make the catio bigger. I want to make the catio bigger. But where we live is literally like a country road, and it's a 30, but people drive through at 60, and I just would not. You couldn't let the cats out. Like, my opposite neighbour, I think she said she'd had about 9 cats killed on this road in the last 20 years, and I can't do that. And there's a lot of birds around here, and a lot of mice and voles and rats and stuff, and Bandit and Chip would just massacre everything, and I don't want that either. So yeah, give me some tips on how to stop cats pissing, because at the minute it's ridiculous. Like, it's just horrible. This is just the most rambliest crap ever, but those of you that have been here for a while know what I'm like. So sometimes you just need to talk to get it all out of your brain, and that is what is happening. You've had a brain dump. You are welcome. I'm gonna go and finish my orders. Hey, it is carnage. It's, what time is it? 3:38. The kids have just got back from school. Me and Fox are here, obviously. We're steaming up because I'm cooking. I'm boiling stuff. We've got any windows open because the cats are indoor cats. So yeah, I've got potatoes on. There's chicken in the oven. I'm making gravy. I'll show you the hallway. I cleaned the hallway. There's Gary. The tumble dryer is full of shoes because I cleaned his Binksy. I cleaned in here, washed the floor, and I took everything out from underneath because they'd weed under there on my shoes. This is all the washing I've done today. And then yeah, I'm now washing all the shoes that they weed on. Ari's doing drawing. Mika and Fox are making a traffic jam in the kitchen. Not in front of the cooker, please.
I know.
Yeah, that was Mika, I'm telling. The chicken's in the oven. My batteries are all dying. So that is it for this day. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow.